geeks, gamers, sweaties that still live at home in your mum's basements, and comic book collectors. It's been a few days, so that means it's time for another pickups video. And this time we've got a stack of comic books, we've got toys, we've got some vintage stuff, we've got PS4 games, a stack of them, some movies, all sorts of stuff. Strap yourselves in, because here we go. First off, as always, the few items I picked up for the wife. This one was 75p. Another Eeyore for her collection. She also collects Cookie Monsters. So this one was 99p. It's another Cookie Monster for her collection. This one was £2, still brand new with tags. This is a Disney Store exclusive Eeyore. He's a little sheep in a little sheep outfit holding a little sheep. She about lost her mind when she saw that one. And since we just started watching, we've watched I think the first 2 or 3 episodes of it. Absolute Disney classic from the early 90s, I believe, could be 89. I don't know, somewhere around, let's say, 89 to 91. Gummy Bears! Yeah, they bounced here and there and everywhere. So this is a vintage Gummy Bears plushie, still with its outfit. Pretty good condition. The outfit gets a little bit bunched up. That is awesome. Alright, now, let's get these out of the way. Serenity on Blu-ray, 99p. 3 for £1, we got Lord of War. Great Nicolas Cage movie if you haven't seen it. You know how he does good movies and bad movies and good movies and bad movies? That's one of the good ones. Tropic Thunder, a brilliant, brilliant comedy. And to round it off, The Usual Suspects. Now I've got every other movie in this series, so I was like, fine, I'll just buy the last one, and we're going to start reviewing these, I think maybe tomorrow or the next day, starting from the original one all the way through to the Tim Burton absolute horror show, through to the new trilogy that's apparently amazing, but I haven't seen them yet. We're talking about Planet of the Apes, and this is War for the Planet of the Apes. This one cost me $3.50, which is pretty much what the other 8 cost me, but it doesn't matter. I needed the last one. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I went to CX and picked it up. Let's do video games. So, actually, let's do Batman toys. Yeah, just Batman toys. So I got this rubber Batman figure, still has his cloth cape. I believe this was somewhere from the 90s, early 90s, these rubbery Batman figures. This was from a second-hand shop. It was £3. I bought it with a bunch of other stuff, so I was like, yeah, cool, I'll include that. Went to a charity shop yesterday, one of my favourite ones, and they had this sitting there for £5. Now, these are $7.99 in B&M, so I saved myself £3, and I got a Batman the Animated Series Riddler. Okay, now we'll do video games before we get to comic books. Alright, so a friend of mine was clearing out some of his games. I just gave him what CX would have given him, plus a couple of bucks in cash for these, because I don't have them here. I actually own them all. They're part of my collection, but they're back home, and they're games that I do want to actually, one replay, one play, and one maybe screw around with. Yakuza 0. I've finished this already, but it's such a good game, I wouldn't mind playing it again. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take Yakuza 0 from you. You also had GTA 5, but I've already got that here in the UK. Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, yep, cool, I'll grab that. I own it. I only played about 4 or 5 hours of it because I got so many games came out around that same time. I started just jumping from game to game and got caught up playing something else and never got back to it. So I will get to that soon. And this was basically a throw-in, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. The trading on that is $1. I'm like, yeah, I'll play through the campaign again. Yesterday, I was a game. They've got their buy 3 for 2, so basically get 1 free. Two games I didn't have, and one that I did have back in storage, and I played a couple hours of, really enjoyed it, wanted to play some more. Rogue Trooper Redux. These two I haven't played and know nothing about. Radial G, Racing Evolved. It looks like a Wipeout style racing game. It does have VR compatibility, but you don't need it. And Valhalla Hills Definitive Edition, which by the sounds of it, here we go. Valhalla Hills is a classic build-up game. Manage a thriving Viking village, gather food, resources, expand your camp, and defeat mighty foes. Sounds like an old-school Warcrafty type game. So we'll give that a try. And while I was at the counter, a little Kirby mystery box. So you can get one of these 4 Kirbys. I just treated myself to this guy. Let's see if we can open him without too much trouble. Of course, they're game crap. They were trying to put the stickers all over the games when I paid for them. Like, whoa, can we not do that, please? Okay, so I see the Kirby. And the pieces are inside, I think. How does this work? There. Okay, which one did we get? There's his little feet. There's little stands. His feet. And we got the M Power Up Kirby. I think that's the food one. That is pretty cool. Alright, how do you go back together? Is that... Okay, he goes back together like that. These, I believe... Or do you have to put these in first? You got to put them in first. Alright, I'll put him together later, but... I got a little Kirby! Don't roll away, Kirby. You stay there. Now, this is a present from my wife for my birthday. It arrived a little bit late, but it's finally here. I just started reading it. It's really interesting, really well drawn. And it starts from well before where you think it would. It's the comic book story of video games. It's basically the history of video games, starting from basically the invention of electricity all the way through to modern video gaming. How we got there, the people that did it. The artwork is really nice. It's a fun story. They add in some humor. Really enjoying this. When I picked up the Riddler, they also had one comic book randomly, and it was 25p. So I got Ultraverse, The Strangers, issue 24. So this is Malibu Comics, but this is by the time that Marvel had bought them. So a little bit different. My one expensive comic book purchase of the month. I bought an issue of Karate Kid. It was £5. You can see there's a misprint. So the top of the label's cut off. I don't really care about that, but it's pretty cool either way. And I believe it's issue 14. This series was from the late 70s, early 80s. And I'm a huge fan of Legion of Superheroes. That's where Karate Kid's from. The rest of these comics were 50p each. So for 50p, there was just a stack there that I wasn't going to leave behind because a lot of them look interesting. A lot of them is stuff I haven't read in a long time. And a fair majority of it I haven't actually read ever. So I have Cybrid, issue 0 by Maximum Press. And if you can read that, it's Rob Liefeld. An amazing artist. Maximum Press is part of Image. Grimjack by First Comics, issue 63. This was just a great series with some really unique artwork. The Machine, week 2. It doesn't say issue, it says week 2. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the Omar Files Lennox Bloodseekers by Sterling Clark and Jeff Austin. This just looked bizarre and interesting. Studio S publication, okay. Anyone remember the ill-fated Marvel line, Epic Comics? Yes, this is a Marvel comic. So this is Heavy Hitters Untamed issue 1. We've got Bloodstrike Assassin issue 1. And yes, that's Rob Liefeld again. This is from Wildstorm, never read it. Robo Dojo, issue 1 of 6. It's Marv Wolfman. That should be fun. Week 2 of Pitbulls. I've really never read a lot of Dark Horse. I'm mostly a Marvel, DC, Image guy, so yeah, I like trying stuff outside of that. This I've never read. Samurai Detective issue 2. This is an Image book. It just looked interesting. Again, these are all 50p. Another very old issue. Very old. First Comics. Number 16 of Star Slayer, The Log of Jolly Rogers, plus a Grimjack backup, I think, or maybe Grimjack's in the story. Week 4, Catalyst, Agents of Change. Savage Dragon 3. Again, you can see the price tag, 50p. Valiant, The Visitor Revealed. This is issue 13, so I'm guessing it's The Visitor. Valiant old book, Archer and Armstrong, issue 12. I've probably read most of this, but it is so good. Quantum and Woody. So this is Maximum Force 3 of 4, issue 16. No idea what this is at all, but Captain Victory and the Galactic Rangers. I think this is Joe Casey. Yeah, Joe Casey. Innovation. This is an old company. They went out of business in the 80s. So this is a Justice Machine, issue 7. I just like that cover art. It looks like Kozer, the Starjammers, Scott Summers' father. Another First Comic, Mars, World War 1, issue 7. Speaking of, we got the game, so why not get Rogue Trooper issue 25? I can't read the name of this because it's covered up by artwork, but Junkbot Robotic, maybe? Issue 2. This is when Image was doing a lot of manga-inspired books. A Man Called AX. Another Marvel from book. This is Malibu. Acclaim Exo Man of War, issue 3. I think this is from the new reboot. And issue 14. Week 1 of Division 13. Got a lot of Dark Horse books. Week 2 of Mecha. J. Scott Campbell, I'm a huge fan of, so see his name attached to something. This is Wildstorm, which is part of Image, and this is Wildsiders, number 1. Now, I'm a G.I. Joe fan, and if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you know the knockoff line, Hardcore, which they still make them. They're by Lannard. Well, it actually had a comic by Valiant, the Hardcore. I've read a few of these. They're not bad. Week 1. Barbed Wire. This is when Dark Horse was doing a big company-wide reboot. Quantum and Woody 14. That might just be an alternate cover, maybe. And Invincible 26. So for 50p each, there was absolutely no way I was leaving them there. And finally, the last pickup. I picked this up last night at the newsagents, actually, because I flipped through it and I'm like, I don't think I've read some of this. Or maybe most of it, which is weird because I've read a lot of this character. Venom Dark Origins. So this must be a miniseries that I missed. Interesting artwork. It's that Image-esque inspired artwork. Very Todd McFarlane-esque artwork. I'm like, yeah, cool. I will check that out. So that's my pickups for the last couple of days. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, I have been your host, the Stooge, and don't forget, adventure, excitement. Stooge craves not these things. Welcome to the Stooge Revolution. This is Stooge Club.